Alright everybody, hello and welcome as always. I am Sean. This is In The Mixer as we continue our hashtag United in Football Manager 2019 series. Episode 29. Cannot believe how quickly we are firing through these episodes at the minute. But we are getting towards the business end of the season. Only a few more games to go. If we go and have a look at our schedule here, in that last episode, of course, we kind of screwed around with the different teams that we were going to play in that episode, but eventually played Hythe Town, who were in second place when we played them, beat them 6-1, which is a phenomenal performance, up there with our best games of the season thus far. And then we, of course, played Wingate and Finchley, a good 3-0 victory there. Back-to-back wins, riding the ship a little bit after having some yo-yo form throughout the last couple of months. We then beat Hartley Whitney 3-0, a very good performance, went 3 goals up at half-time. Second half kind of petered out a little bit. We moved some people around, picked up some yellows, brought on some subs, whatever else. It was fine. We then drew 1-1 with Sittingbourne. I do think we were the better side in this game. We created a bunch of chances, just couldn't find the winner. But 1-1, you know, like fair result. They're a decent side in this division. For a long time, they were leading the league until we caught up with them. We then beat Horsham 3-0. They were sitting in 6th spot in this game, so we get a very good performance again. Our form at home over the last few months has been fantastic. We then lost 3-2 to 3 Bridges. We actually went 2 goals down in this game, pulled one back through Charlie Morley. We went to our attacking structure in the second half. They immediately scored, which kind of shattered me. Taché and Richmond pulled one back in the 55th minute to set up a tense finish. We actually weren't that horrible. A couple of defenders didn't have the greatest games, but like Charlie Morley played well, Ryan Adams played well, Honesty and Richmond had a good game. We just didn't get that final goal that I think some of our play deserved. But we shaded possession, we had more shots, they just took their chances better, so fair play to them. We then drew 0-0 with Herne Bay. This was a very tense game. We did miss a penalty in this one. Lee Hursett. We missed a couple of penalties this year, actually, between Hursett and Taché and Richmond. We had a few people out with injuries, so the likes of Ricky Evans dropped into midfield. Shashua played a little bit deeper. Ryan Adams played this game. Daniel Adji played this game. Jamel Keane played in it as well. And we just couldn't find, really, that bit of inspiration to get that goal to win the match, but not a bad performance by any stretch. We then won 2-0 against Pagham. Lee Hursett got sent off late in this game, so I think he's got a second game suspension today, and then a 3-1 win against Greenwich Borough, which was again a pretty decent performance, and missed a penalty in that one. Taché and Richmond again, so a lot of penalties at the moment getting missed, but 2 massive fixtures today. The league is incredibly tight still. We're going to be playing Whiteleaf first. They're currently in 5th position. We have Ricky Evans out suspended on a yellow card ban. Armando Shashua, we're probably not going to rush him back for this game. We'd rather he was ready for Guernsey. And then we've got a massive trip, of course, down to the island in the English Channel, down to Guernsey. We'll see if Matt Le Tissier is there to give us a warm welcome. But of course, if we get 6 points in this episode, it's going to put us in a great position to go out and secure this league title. So, fingers crossed. Keep your fingers and toes crossed and whatever else you have handy that we can get the victory today, get that 7-point buffer, beat Guernsey, get a 10-point buffer effectively for the team in second spot. But more than enough talking from me. Let's jump forward to the game now. Alright, so here's the lineup we're going with. Of course, Andy Cade-Watts in goal. I forgot to mention, we've signed a new player. We've let go of Murphy Cooper, who was on £200 a week, to try and cut down our wage budget. And this is one of the regens that we had. He's the only one that we signed. Everyone else we released. His name is Joe Saven, and he's a goalkeeper. I just couldn't go past a pun like that. Joe Saven as a keeper. Brilliant. He's absolute garbage, but he's on £5 a week, and that's the part I really like about him. I don't think he'll ever play a game in the senior side, but he's going to be a backup keeper just to sit on the bench for the next few weeks. Tom Humphrey will play at left back. Ross Gleed is now happy with his playing time, so we'll push him back to the bench. Hopefully we'll be able to get him to sign a slightly cheaper contract. Ryan George will play at right back. Stamp and Singano as the central defensive partnership. Hursett and Pollock Lanka midfield. We're going to play Theo Baker at the 10. He's also one of the players that complained about his game time. We're going to give him a couple of games. I think we've got to give him 2 more games in this month to try and make him happy. He'll play at the 10 in this one with Shashua out injured. Honesty on the left wing, our leading assist maker. He has broken the league record with 17 assists so far this season. Charlie Morley on the right wing. Taché and Richmond, our leading scorer up top. And I've completely forgotten to talk about the Whiteleaf team. They're playing the flat 4-4-2. They've got a couple of regens in there. There's nothing particularly concerning. I'm just going to sort of say, I want you to pick up where you left off last time out. We've had 2 good performances. I think we should also tell our defence that we have faith in them, and they've responded positively to that. Love to get 3 points in this game. Whiteleaf, I think if they win, can jump as high as second. So a massive contest. Is that right? Whiteleaf, they can on goal difference. So We are still 5 points clear of Guernsey. This is our game in hand. If things stay the way they are currently drawing the match, we have a plus 36 goal difference on them. So I think we're going to be okay. Plus 43 goal difference is massive for this division. The nearest one is Hythe with 21. So good that we've made the most of our opportunities and we've pummeled some teams around us in the division, which has helped quite a bit. First highlight of the game here, it's Hall to take a goal kick. It's a long one forward. Hopefully, won well by Marcus Stamp, but only as far as Reed. Out to Holly on the right wing. Back inside to Reed again. Rowe turns out. Plays Guthrie on the left. Good interchange to Brady. Back out to Holly on the right. Gets a ball into Mafula, and they've scored. Warren Mafula, I'm probably butchering that pronunciation, but his 4th goal of the season. And it was nice side-to-side football from Whiteleaf, and not really great defensive structure from us. Just tucked in a little bit too much. Brady shouldn't be allowed to turn there that easily. And Holly just hangs the ball up from Fuller in the middle. Maybe Andy Cade Watts could have done a little bit better, but I think he was wrong-footed by it. So I think what we'll do is immediately try and use a shout, and we're going to demand more and see if that gives everyone a bit of a kick up the arse. Definitely picked up way more yellow cards this season. Tom Humphrey's already picked up one in this game. We've got a highlight again here. Reed with the long ball forward. Singano should tidy up without any dramas. He looks long up the line. Hope will bring the ball down and play back to Jackson. Charlie Morley's ducked in and gotten a tackle. Come forward, Charlie. Got a man square, and Steady finds the finish himself. His 21st goal of the season. He's currently going toe-to-toe with Tashan Richmond for our leading scorer. And I think that'll put him 1 goal ahead or 1 goal behind. I can't remember which it was. Jackson with a poor touch there, and Charlie Morley pretty much runs the entire half of the field. And it's a good finish, to be fair, but top of the 18-yard box when he hit it and put it higher and left to the keeper. Keeper went the wrong way, and we immediately pegged them back, which is great to see. Here we go. Got a highlight again. Starts with George in the right fullback position. Deep ball across to Hursett. He's got a man over if he can find him. Plays Baker. Back to Hursett again. Now to Tom Humphrey on the left wing. Steps inside. Finds Theo Baker. Back to Hursett. Nice little triangle play here from the hashtag boys. Humphrey. Back to Hursett. Humphrey again. Hursett. Pollock. Forward to Baker. To Tashan Richmond. To Morley, strike from distance on his unfavoured left foot. It was fizzing past the far post there, so not far off. Got a highlight again, starting with George. Finds Theo Baker. Coughs the ball up to Guthrie. Is there a counter attack on here for Whiteleaf, or can we press the ball quickly? It's a deep ball. He's played to Mafula, who's found his way in behind. He's got 3 men around him. Great tackle from Tom Humphrey to recover. George on the right wing now. Long ball forward. Tashan Richmond's in the area. Can he find it? He's gotten hold of the ball now. Can he find the finish? And it's a good, I think, double save in the end. I think there was an initial save from the shot, and then the deflection may have also hit the keeper. Just a long ball forward. It's not pretty football. I don't claim to play pretty football at this level, but still, good to see we're getting some highlights here and putting the pressure on before half-time. Ball forward. Humphrey's going to tidy up now. Into Stamp. Back to Humphrey. Works a nice little triangle there with Lee Hursett and gives the ball back to him. Harry Honesty now on the left wing. Inside to Baker. Back to Hursett. Baker again. Goes for a long crossfield switch towards Charlie Morley. Hope will tidy it up first. His ball down the line only goes as far as George. Curved nicely. Ball inside towards Tashan Richmond. It's a great strike, but he's offside. Didn't have a whole lot to aim at and still managed to get it on target. Tell you what, that ball over the top from the fullbacks in behind for Tashan Richmond, they're not dealing with it particularly well. And maybe that's because they're playing that 4-4-2. And it's a very flat midfield, and the 2 up top are staying quite central. Maybe that's a good path to goal for us. Outside our fullbacks, whipping a ball in behind. We might have a look at that at half-time, actually. Going to the dressing room here. I'm going to say I'm happy with your performance so far. Keep it up. Everyone's responded positively to that. And if we just jump quickly into our tactics here, we're just going to add in focus play down the left and down the right. And we hopefully then will pretty early start looking for the likes of Ryan George, the likes of Tom Humphrey, so they can knock those balls in behind that they have been doing. I'm going to give it 15 more minutes before we look at subs. There's a couple of players out there that are struggling. And also Lee Hursett looks like he's picked up a knock. So we'll see if that little tactical tweak can be enough for us to get a winning goal here. Highlight here with Ryan George. A lot of our highlights have started this way. Finds Charlie Morley. It's a long ball forward by Stamp. He's got men out on the left. Instead he comes inside to the right to Singano. Hursett now at the base of midfield. Plays Tom Humphrey on the left-hand side. Ball forward towards Harry Honesty, who's been quiet this game. We haven't seen much from him. Hursett, back to Humphrey. Humphrey outside to Harry Honesty. He's lost the ball here. Tonks is going to come forward to Reed. Good tackle from Lee Hursett. Wins the ball back high up the pitch. Tonks goes all the way back to Hall. It's a long clearance. We should be able to bring it back down through Singano. Brady recovers. Guthrie now on the left wing. Pollock with a great win back. Morley now comes forward. He's got men inside if he can find him. Finds Taché and Richmond now. Gets his strike away from the top of the box. 25th goal of the season for him. A great assist there from Charlie Morley. He's absolutely smashed that one at the keeper. And Hall gets a hand to it, but there's not a whole lot he can do there. Good play from Scott Pollock as well, winning the ball back. I'm a bit concerned about his yellow card, but we'll give it another 10 minutes and look at subs. Great strike from Taché and Richmond. It's not been a good game for the goalkeepers. Neither Cade Watts or Hall could have covered themselves in glory in some of these highlights, but good to see us going a goal up. Humphrey now with the throw-in on the left-hand side. Honesty into Baker. Reverse pass to Taché and Richmond. Outside to Harry Honesty. Can he get a decent ball in? He does now towards back stick. And Scott Pollock with a volley. I think it was Hope that headed it away. Pollock volleys back in and it's only just over the bar. Alright, we're through an hour here. I'm a bit limited in what I can do in midfield with Ricky Evans suspended. So Tom Humphrey will come off, Ross Gleed at left back, just a like-for-like swap because of the yellow card, and Ryan Adams will come on at the 10 for Theo Baker, who hasn't performed badly. It's just more that we need to try and make sure we don't go down to 10 men here in the last half an hour. Alright, highlight here again. Pollock's lost the ball in midfield to Rode. Don't do anything stupid, please, Scott. Out to Guthrie on the left-hand side. Deep ball towards Mafula. It's the same, not the same, it's a different combination, but similar sort of ball to where their first goal come from, so there's still a danger there. Richmond with a free kick. He hits the base of the post and it's just wide. Very quick one in there. Tonks with the ball forward. Gleed wins it back well. Is there a last counter-attack on here? Richmond's coming forward. He's pulled away from the defence. It's a good strike on goal, but Hall had his angles covered and pushes that one around the post. Morley now is going to take the corner. A few men in the box. Headed away well by Bruce. Comes out to Ryan Adams. And he's tackled from behind. So this is a dangerous position. Is Taché and Richmond going to try and strike or hang it up back stick? He's gone for the strike. It probably wasn't on really. Never really favoured the angle for a right-footed player. Highlight here again, Morley to take the corner towards Taché and Richmond back stick, and he got his header towards goal, but Hall, he's improved a bit. He must have heard me talking shit about him earlier and not cover himself in glory. He's been alright. Morley with the follow-up corner here. It's a deep one again towards Taché and Richmond, and he got to the ball again, and it hit the side netting on the way out. So we're starting to turn the screws with them a little bit here, albeit from set pieces. Alright, they've got a corner here, Reed to take, a deep one across towards Bruce, and they've found their equalising goal. That is so disappointing. Third goal of the season for Alex Reid. We're going to immediately switch to our attacking shape, and I'm going to use a shout as soon as I can. They haven't had a highlight for a while, but it's a decent corner delivery to be fair, and someone should be standing in front of Bruce there. Got more than enough bodies in the box. Alright, so we're switching to attacking. We're also going to use our Get Creative shout, and this is really the last roll of the dice of us. So a draw doesn't kill us, but really 3 points would have been absolutely fantastic to get. 3 minutes to be added on. And we're through the first 2.5 set. I've forgotten that. How to English good. Pollock now with the ball out wide to Gleed. Can we get a ball in? Deep in behind for Harry Honesty, but it's gone out for a goal kick. And dare I say, by the time the goalkeeper recovers and clears that one, we're probably at the end of the game here. Disappointing. I thought we were the better side in that game. I don't know what you guys think, but I thought we were the better side, at least from the highlights we saw. So a 2-2 draw in the end, 16 shots, 7 on target, 52% of the ball. They had 13, 8 and 48, so they definitely had chances. But really, it just felt like 2 balls into the box that we didn't deal with that well, and they've gotten their 2 goals. Assertively, I'm just going to say you're unlucky today. I just want to try and keep morale up as much as possible, especially going into this game against Guernsey. So we are still 5 points clear of Guernsey. Even if they beat us in the next match, we will remain top, but I'd love to get an 8-point buffer, just to kind of give us some breathing room in case we do drop points in the next couple of games. Whiteleaf hold out for draw. Yeah, I guess that's fair. Lee Hurst has picked up an injury, 3 to 6 days, so he might still be alright for the game against Guernsey. We, of course, welcome back Armando Shashua as well, so we're not entirely destroyed. Superb in front of goal from Charlie Morley. And our next match is in 6 days. It's an away trip. I'm going to give everyone 2 days off just to try and get a bit of a boost to their... maybe not their morale. I actually don't know if it has any effect on their morale, but definitely to their general fitness. Even when you're a part-time club and you're not training every day, if you give them rest days, it seems to give them a little bit of a boost to their fitness and conditioning. So we'll just give everyone a 2-day rest. Magic of editing. We're going to jump ahead now to the game against Guernsey. Alright, and just like that, we are a week ahead. We've made our way down to the island by boat or flight or however it is that you get down there. I honestly have no idea. Matt Le Tissier didn't return any of my phone calls throughout the course of the week, so he's not there either. Only a couple of little notes throughout the course of the week. We did sign a couple of new deals. Singano and Cade Watts have both reduced their wage by £50 a week, as has Tashi and Richmond, which is great because we need to start getting that wage budget down a little bit. Matt Carter, still not interested in joining. Offered him a 4-week trial. Still no, he just doesn't want to come. So I will keep trying until the end of the season. And then hopefully, fingers crossed, because he's been a free agent for nearly a whole year, he doesn't disappear from the game once we move into the next year. Lee Hersett is not fully fit, so we have to keep an eye on that. So here's basically my mentality. I'll talk you through it and you can see what you think. I want to get 45 minutes out of him. I want it to be the opening 45 minutes where we're going to go out with a positive game plan. Hopefully get something in the first half, a lead to defend, switch to our cautious mentality, bring on Ryan Adams for Lee Hersett, rejig our midfield a little bit, and then hopefully we just play on the counter-attack a little bit deeper, and the likes of Honesty, Richmond, Morley on the counter-attack as they start trying to chase the game will get us more goals. That's how up here, flawless, brilliant plan, great away day plan. We'll see if that's how it actually plays out. Looking first at the Guernsey lineup, Tim's in goal, Spetch and Courtney as their fullbacks, Rennie, who looks like an ex-Bristol Rovers junior, and Dryden as their central defensive partnership. They've got Davis anchoring midfield, next Bournemouth junior, Gorvin next to him, Finch on the left wing, Louis Nyman on the right, who I've had before in previous saves, he's a good player, Johnston at the 10, and Stanley up top, their star man. For us, of course, Cade Watts in goal, Humphrey and George as the fullback, Stamp and Singano as the central defensive partnership, Hersett, Pollock and Shashura as our midfield three, Honesty, Richmond and Morley up top. Not too much more to say about that one, really. It's a team that's got us tremendously far in this competition. It's probably our strongest lineup that is available for this game, which is fantastic. And I'm going to passionately say, let's give the fans something to cheer today. First v second, we've always done really well in these games. Last time we played at Guernsey, of course, we beat them 6-2 at Coles Park Stadium. If we can get even half that sort of performance out of the guys today, I'll be absolutely thrilled. So nothing as yet. We're nearly 30 minutes through. I'm going to use that shout, demand more, and we'll see if we get any sort of response out of the team. I'm not sure if I actually just clicked on it correctly. I did not. So let's try that again. Demand more. Lee Hersett already looks knackered in a singling that he wants to be subbed off. He's down to 62% condition, so we are going to have to take him off at half time. The plan perhaps hasn't gone poorly or gone wrong because he's not having a bad game, but I do think we need to try and get something here in the first half to give us a lead to defend. I don't know why these shouts aren't working. It's driving me absolutely nuts. Alright, that one's worked and everyone's responded focused. So can that be the incentive for us to try and get a goal here just before half time? 1 minute to be added on and we've flown through that half. So not a single highlight in that first half, which is very interesting to see. We've had 9 shots, 2 on target and a little bit more of the ball. They've had 2 and 2. I'm going to assertively tell everybody we're not doing badly. If everyone continues to work hard, we'll win this. A few players have responded well. I'm also going to tell the attack. I think there's a lot more to come from you. And Tashi Richmond has responded positively. He wasn't having the best game. Let's also jump into our tactics here and make those subs we spoke about. So it's not ideal. I wanted to kind of make this change when we had a lead to defend, but I can't try and force Lee Hersett through this game. We risk losing him for a good few weeks. So Ryan Adams will come on, play at the 10. Shashura will drop to Messiah in midfield, and Pollock will now anchor. It's not his preferred position, but it's what we have to do given Lee Hersett's current fitness. And we'll see if we can get a decent performance out of Ryan Adams. Anything could happen. Throw in here. Pollock's going to come out to Johnston and try and win the ball back. He cuts it back to Gorvin at the top of the box and he gets his strike away, but thankfully it is just over. First highlight of the game and it's Guernsey's way, which is a little bit concerning. Having said that, even if we do lose this game, we're not out of it. We'll still be top of the division. It just means that it's a very tense last few games of the season. Looks like Harry Honesty struggling. Scott Pollock's not having a great game either. We might actually have a look at some subs now. There's not a tremendous amount I can do. I can bring on Jamel Akeem for Marcus Stamp, who's only on a 6.7. We might switch Morley out to the left wing for Harry Honesty. We might put Tashan Richmond out to the right wing and take off Honesty for Daniel Adji up top and see if those fresh legs can be enough. I know that's moving quite a few people around, but if those fresh legs can be enough, I think there's a lot more to come. And they've both responded positively, and Daniel Adji looks motivated, which is good to see. I think I'm also going to use the get creative shout, and we'll see if we can turn the screws a little bit here and start forcing some balls in behind. A few players have responded positively and are inspired by that, but they've also had some good team talks as well. I'm not sure who the Guernsey manager is, but he seems to be doing a very good job with the team. Here we go, Richmond with a free kick from the top of the 18-yard box. What a goal that is! That is a goal of the season contender, given like the stakes and the where we're at in the game. Oh, well, I've forgotten the words. What a strike that is! Absolutely leathers the living shit out of it. And no keeper. I don't think if that was a Premier League keeper, he still wouldn't have gotten across to it in time. Absolutely phenomenal from Tashi and Richmond. Now, I'm not saying me moving him out to the right wing had anything to do with it, because it's a set piece delivery. But our first highlight and our first goal. Should we switch to cautious for the last 20 minutes? I think so. I think we should. Oh, they've immediately got a highlight after I switch to cautious. Davis with a deep ball across, knocks it down for Stanley, and he gets his strike away. It's his 25th goal of the season. Oh, god damn it. Why did I switch to cautious? Let's go back to positive. Alright, let's see the highlight here. Davis, deep ball across, very well knocked down there by Dunn, and Stanley on his left peg puts that one into the far post. We had bodies in front. There was 5 men there, but no one gets out to him quick enough. Okay, so let's go positive again. And let's use what is probably our last shout and say demand more. And hopefully in the last 10 minutes we can kind of push on a little bit here and try and find something. Stanley is a good player. He's, I think, towards the top of the division in terms of Man of the Match awards, and also is currently the leading league scorer for the season. So he's obviously a decent player. Okay, one highlight here, 88th minute. It's crossfield switch out to Spetch for Guernsey. They are pouring men forward. Nyman's gotten him behind, and thankfully he's put that one straight at the goalkeeper. Oh, God, they've definitely pushed a lot of men forward. Maybe we should have stayed on cautious. Last couple of minutes, Davis has picked up a yellow card for them. They've got 3 on yellow cards. We've got Humphrey and Chishua. 4 minutes to be added on by the referee. Is there going to be any late drama in the fixture here? It's not been one that's been flush with highlights or anything like that. Neither game has, to be fair. George with a throw in, and we're through the extra time that was allotted. We'll see if anything comes of it. The referee calls full time. It's a 1-1 draw, and perhaps a fair result, maybe, given the highlights that we saw. They had 7 shots, 6 on target, 48% of the ball. Despite playing away from home and on an island out in the middle of nowhere, 14 shots, 3 on target, 52% possession. We just didn't get enough of our shots on target in the end. I'm going to go to the dressing room, and I'm going to say you're unlucky, boys. What a tense episode. I can't remember the last episode we recorded where we had 2 draws in it. But I think it shows how far we've come as a group. Unlucky, boys, wasn't our day. No one's responded negatively to that, though morale is switching towards that yellow level. I'm used to it being all green. Alright, so hashtag United denied by late goal. Goal-friendly Guernsey. We're the highest scoring team in the division, so it's a weird one that they've gone with that. Tashi and Richmond did give us a lead with a fantastic free kick, and to be fair, it was our first highlight of the match. And they pulled one back through Alfie Stanley, who looks like a real decent player at this level. Only 20, left-footed player. Previously played at Portsmouth. We might actually add him to the shortlist and maybe scout him, have a look at him, see if he's one that wants to come up to the higher divisions if we get promoted. Tashi and Richmond set for a goal bonus, 1k if he gets 20 goals this season. I'm not going to ask him to waive it. Yeah, you can see here, Alfie Stanley, 21 goals this season. He's also had 6 Man of the Match awards. So he's obviously a quality player. So we are still 4 points clear. Despite kind of dropping 4 points-ish, we are still 4 points clear, which is a whole game. We're now level on 33 games with everybody else, going into the last few games of the season. Hartley Whitney won their game 3-2. It looked like that was a ding-dong contest with Pagan. So they are now 4 points behind us. Guernsey dropped to 3rd. Sittingbourne dropped to 4th. Whiteleaf in 5th. And Hythe, who were 2nd a matter of weeks ago, down to 57 points. So super tight in the playoff places as well as up towards the league itself. Having a look at our schedule, I think we play Whitstable Town, Brightleaf Sea Regent and Sevenoaks, and then I think we come back and do the last 2 games of the season. Or maybe we just do the last 1 game of the season. So I'll play these 4 off screen. We'll do the Faversham Town game, which is me versus Jamie Jackson. Hopefully by then we know what our position is in the league, or we'll just keep it dramatic and I won't tell you where we're at, and we'll just jump straight into that game in the next episode. And then we can also, in episode 30, do a bit of a season review once that game's completed, see how everyone's done, see how it's gone, and then go again from there. If you have any feedback, guys, chuck it in the comment section below. If you have stuff that you want to see for the next episode, let me know. If you want the Hayes and Yetting game in there as well, just tell me. It's absolutely fine. More than anything though, thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. I've been Sean. This has been In The Mixer. And please, don't ever forget to hashtag it.